No recording.
That was perfect timing. Gotta respect it.
Look at this fucker right here.
Damn.
Look at this fucker.
Who are you roasting?
Fucking Craig.
Why have you-
Yeah.
Hey, he's just trying his best, alright, bro? Come on, cuz.
So, is Australia still on fire?
No.
No.
Oh shit,
That went
We
out
went-
like last month.
man! I haven't heard about it, but I thought it was just because of coronavirus.
Yeah, no, we went straight from fires to coronavirus.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and we got hurricanes going on in some places.
April Fool's Day's cancelled. This whole year's a fucking joke.
Man, April's canceled.
2020's cancelled, bro.
Yeah, 2020's been whacked. so
Yeah,
far.
I thought we were just gonna catch W's this year. What happened?
Hey, some of us are catching W's in here. My man Knight holding
Alright, fair enough.
nothing.
Fair-
Yes,
nothing.
sir.
Me and
True
Cobb
that.
ain't taking a single L ever. Never once, bro. Twitter game
Yes.
strong, bro. No one fuck with us, man.
If I catch Craig in an alleyway, that bitch is dead.
Bro, if I catch you sleeping again, I'm your dead.
I'm a kill Craig right now.
bro, what's Craig ever done to you, bro?
Hey, Craig talking shit behind
Gives
everyone's
me
back.
funny looks.
Yeah, bro, look at his eyes, bro. He's staring.
What kind of mic is that, dude? It's trash, dude.
Come on, cuz.
Come on, man. Upgrade that
It
quality.
looks like he's speaking into a fucking globe.
No recording. Oh, baby.
So, Cobb, did you shit yourself when Lucas came in to wake you up?
No, I was already half awake. Boy, dehydrated as fuck. This quarantine got me doing shit.
My man's drinking. He's sipping.
I'm sipping. You don't want to take deep gulps. It's not good for you. You just sip.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, what?
He's nutting too much. That's why he's dehydrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, dude.
Yo, so
He's not,
Tinder,
he's not
Tinder-
drinking enough hot dog water.
Hey man, so
Oh.
Tinder lets you like fly around the world, man. So I put myself in Brazil. Man, I'm matching with these Brazilian baddies, bro. Fuck, we're time to learn some Portuguese, man. You know what I'm saying, cuz? You know what I'm saying, bro? And learn some Espanol, some Portuguese. You know what I'm saying?
the
Start talking
fuck?
to these baddies, bro. Fly 'em over, man. It's time. They bring Corona with them too, bro. It's over. Shit.
I've got
Nice.
nothing. I've got nothing for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
You-
sweet, dude. That's
do you.
awesome, bro.
That's poggers. There you go.
Poggers.
Cobb, how about our stint on Twitter, bro? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, bro.
Never
I don't
catch
know-
an
I
L.
don't, I don't know if we get into that.
Nah, we can't.
just
We can't
yet.
touch that. We can't touch that.
Yeah, Final
That
Fantasy VII's real good fun.
Okay.
Just in case anyone was wondering, it's a really good game. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Hey, all right. Let him know, Chief. Let him know for the one time.
Hey,
He's-
tell me about chapter 14, Todd, real quick. Lay it on me.
Oh, shit.
Lay it
what the
on
fuck
him,
is
bro.
chapter 14? I don't remember.
It's supposed to be like a multi-part game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this because Final Fantasy VII is a huge game, massive game. And because of how extensive they're trying to remake the game, they cannot fit it all into one.
Bro, they sent that man 2 discs. That's
Yeah, it
too
comes with
many.
it comes with a data disc and a play disc.
Bro, when was the last time you opened up a game case and saw 2 discs, bro? That's crazy.
Long time for me
Re-
personally.
Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. I remember that shit.
I can't believe you even got banned for it as well, Todd. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of people got banned.
Everyone got banned on that.
Yeah, because when I checked who was streaming,
Tog
because
it off lucky, bro. Tog it off lucky, man.
why people get longer bans.
People were getting swiped, like suspended, like week longs and shit, bro.
Shit.
Yeah,
I remember
Tog
when I
it
got
off hella
What?
lucky.
I can't believe they modified the fucking.
I'd like
Bro,
to-
don't get me started, bro. Me and
Don't get me
bro,
started.
bro, I was popping caps in that chat. I was bang, ban. Bro, what was it? Rage from Boris's server was saying like he was getting DMs about me banning people when I had left to go to work, and I was like, "Eh, sucks to be you, bro. Sucks to be you." I was just doing crazy
Oh,
bits.
man, dude.
But that's all we're gonna talk about it because fuck that. I'm not getting into that. stuff.
Fuck that shit.
We can talk about it
Yeah,
afterwards.
What's happened has happened. It's that's
Yeah,
that.
but guess what? Fuck your Australia be playing Final Fantasy VII while your pussy ass bitch is still waiting. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Good, Great, Perfect. Episode 15. Oh my
You
days.
didn't even check the levels.
Bro, I'm going in.
Man.
We're going raw, bro. I ain't got time for this, bro. We ain't got time.
Yeah,
I got
I'll be
the record.
overslept.
I got the recording monitor. Kobe was out there schlepping the back, sleeping through 3 alarms. But we here, we live. All the goons are back once again. We're ready to go. I got my man's Cobb. I got my man's Dill, Joba, Knight, Todd, all in the house, ready to record another episode. What's popping with them, my guys?
Let's get
Hey.
it, boys.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So this is like season 2 of GGP, right?
And since
What?
when?
15 episodes. I mean, I should have declared this after the Lay episode, which I think was about 12. You know
We're
what
not
I'm saying?
bro.
This-
Fuck
Oh, man.
anime, bro. You talking about anime, bro? Come on, cuz.
When the
No, this is what they do in
post-production-
regular shows too. They do about 13 episodes.
Yeah, we one of those animes that goes for 700 eps.
All right, fair.
We straight up Naruto.
no filler.
No filler. Every episode's canon. So make sure you stay listening. Speaking of listening, though, thank you all for your subs, follows, and listens as well. We really do appreciate it. I just want to go through the quick list of where you can find us, because we are worldwide, baby. We everywhere. You can find us on YouTube, obviously, Good, Great, Perfect. The majority of you are there. 49% of you are watching without subscribing.
That's
Right
crazy.
now, if you're sitting there and that subscribe button is red, click that shit right now and make sure you click that like button. It does us a great deal, so we do appreciate it.
Make sure to go
Instagram
to
and Twitter.
Instagram.
Yeah.
As we've only got 70 odd followers on Instagram, and that's where we post a lot of behind the scenes stuff of
Yes.
how podcast gets planned out and
Amen.
even live questions, which is gonna
Amen.
be
So
more
Instagram
frequent.
and Twitter are at GGP Podcast. Make sure you follow us there. We're also available on Anchor, which is like the main podcast platform where you'll be listening to it. But along with Anchor, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. So we are on a multitude of
Yeah.
platforms. You can listen to us everywhere. Someone in the last video's comments did mention they listen to us on Pocket Cast. So that's really fucking dope. So that's like, so keep out. Let us know where you listen from in this episode too, down in the comments. Without further ado, there is no news. Like, once again, Bandai doing us dirty with OPTC. Global has had nothing to do for about 7 days now, but that's besides the point. Without that though, we have the Halloween Ace as well. I was about to say the Halloween Ace Sugar Fest came around and did its thing. We had a couple of zero stamps here and there. April Fool's Day events as it goes down. We had probably the hardest ambush we've ever had on One Piece Treasure Cruise global history in Ambush Condoriano.
I still
That's
can't
right.
believe that Todd plus 200 him.
That's GOAT. That's the GOAT character right there, bro. You never know.
I've
We
done
got some.
worse.
We got some race shop updates. We got some units added to the log. We got some crazy things going on, and we got some more news here and there. But once again, Japan holding it down as the superior One Piece Treasure Cruise server to play the game on with some cracking ass
Whoa, what?
updates.
I
Along
wouldn't say
with some-
superior. I'd say
Along with some content, we got some baller ass legends, some crazy rare recruits, some nutty Sugo Fest, as well as a whole new mechanic that we're going to delve into. And then they also had their own April Fool's Day events, which were really, really cool in my opinion. And then they also got 6+ Whitebeard. Plus, we'll also be going through a bunch of Twitter questions as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Halloween Ace Sugo Fest. Who pulled?
yep.
Me.
Yeah, it
And-
sucks.
Yeah, not
And
me.
how'd you all go?
I got 2 aces.
This guy got 2 aces. Can we remind
don't-
everyone what the rate for ace was? It was
Zero-
0.088. That is correct.
But you can pull them
Absolute
all.
ass.
Hey, still better than
Terrible.
carrots. Unheard.
That
of.
is true. Carrot's still,
Yeah.
Carrot's still holding it as the
That's
worst.
not saying much, though.
That was by far the most atrocious Sugo Fest ever. Like,
Yeah,
how
fuck
could they
that
do
Sugo,
for a
though.
debuting legend? Like, come
That's
on.
what I'm saying.
At least,
They just
at
wanna
least with the
break my
Halloween Ace
spirit.
Sugo Fest, all the rate boosted legends had the same rate, which
And
was
then
fine.
We
But-
are recording this just before news time, so we might get some live news. We don't know that
Yeah,
for
Yeah,
sure,
that's-
but
the Kizuna stuff is gonna.
there is a
drop, so-
potential we're going to
actually,
get
yeah,
some
that's
live
true.
news drop. But we will go into what the potential news is later on. But yeah, Ace Sugo came around. The Sugo was a standard Sugo structure, as we probably all expected. Not what we had wanted, but what we expected. However, Ace's rate was horrible. Probably the second or third lowest. I think what was Kiju V3's rate? Was that higher than Ace's or was that lower?
I think it was the
It
same.
It was
I'm
higher.
pretty sure it was the
Ooh.
same.
Oh, there you go. So So like we're looking at like the second lowest rate, which is in and itself terrible. I mean, like if you add alongside the fact that you could pull 6-star, it goes up to 0.1, which is kind of what we expected, but still
No one
terrible
wants- Nobody wants
in
to
most
pull the
regards.
6-star.
Yeah, no one wants to pull the 6-star. I don't know why they do it. I literally don't understand it. I think JP has it. Like with
It's
JP
permanent
still does
now.
it. JP
Yeah,
pulled the 6+ and you don't even pull the 6-star or the
it's so
the
dumb. I just don't
5-star.
understand it. I don't know. I don't get like what is the theory behind making the 6-star versions pullable? I mean, I guess if you're a new player, you don't have to spend evolution materials, but
Yeah, but if you're a new
Yeah,
player,
but
you don't
if
have the cost.
Yeah, you can't even use
and
them.
that's true, I suppose. Like it's dumb. It's just stupid.
It is
If you're a
terrible.
new player, this is not the Sugo to pull on.
That's also true.
Right,
Yeah,
we
if
have
you're pulling on this Sugo and you're a new player,
Glue.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I already
glue,
announced it, man. This might be the fastest mention of glue we've ever done in GGP app. But I already said it, bro. You put on this Sugo, you eat glue. So Flamevius out there, bro. If you're listening, you might be one of the biggest glue eaters out there. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. But
Shout out to that guy.
I'm gonna slide into your DM soon, bro. Don't you worry about it. Nonetheless, though, Demon Lord Luffy Zero Stam came out. Free 20 gems. Can't complain. We're all happy with that one.
It's probably one of the easier 0-star.
It was, especially
it was
because
very easy.
you had that you had the what's I can't remember, is it Bullet? There, that's his name. He had Bullet pull up and say bah, and he just did a couple 100 mil damage. You know, shout out to TSF Sphere where he did 700 mil damage, which in it itself is ridiculous on the 30-stab version. But you know, hey, these boys are the goats, bro. But nevertheless, April Fool's Day happened. As we all cancelled it, but Bandai said we are clowns, so we're going to keep rolling with it. We got a random skillet, which everyone hates, because
Yeah.
that shit sucks. But it happened. We also got the TM the TM recruitment island was in the game. That is from April 12th to April 19th. Is that usually like when does it usually start? Was it usually like 2 days into that TM recruitment, or does it start at the end, or how does it usually work
I
with
think
TM?
it starts when the Sugo first drops. I think
Might drop on like the 14th or the 15th, I would guess. For
I'm not 100% sure.
something
But,
around those lines. So mid-April, look out
yeah.
for TM. The list is actually quite extensive. There's a lot of collar units already. There's a lot of like decent enough units in that list to start off with, and that will probably get fleshed out a little bit more. Also, the Forest of Training, the Usopp Forest of Training was there as well for April Fool's Day, as it usually is. And I think it was a 2-time shootership for just that period of time. But the greatest unit to ever grace One Piece Treasure Cruise itself, Ambush Condoriano, is actually not that bad. for a unit itself, is actually quite decent. Just want to go quickly over it. He changes badly matching orbs into matching, locks orbs for 1 turn, and reduces bind by 8 turns, and then binds himself by 8 turns. Which is like kind of lame because he does the bind reduction before he binds himself.
Nice.
But you can get rid of that, which is like really cool. But it is actually a pretty decent unit. And his support ability, I believe it is, if anyone's bind changes badly matching into matching orbs.
Yeah.
So like he does have some use, and he is a support for Zoro, Robin, and Usopp. So I definitely could see potential use for him. He's not the best unit, but I mean, hey, we got 5 free gems out of it from Bandai. That's probably the most free gems they've ever slid into our inboxes, that's for sure.
That was such a meme. I could not believe it. I'm like, wow, okay, sure.
I mean, good though. Like definitely Japan's April Fool's Day was a lot better, but
Yep, agreed. Because the thing is, Global didn't even get that Usopp Sugo Fest thing.
No, and I wish we did. I would have put on that fucking
It's like 4 gems for a multi, and you get all Usopps, and that included, I think, the new Usopp, like that.
Yeah,
that
it was guaranteed on the 11th poster.
Yeah, like that's pretty good because these are not bad. Like those new Wano April Fool's
actually
ones,
quite decent.
Yeah, they're not bad.
But Ray Shop got an update. This is what we have to go to for global news. We're talking about the fucking Ray Shop getting an update. Ray Shop got an update. Tickets got renewed. There are skulls on sale for 7,500 Ray points. So if you do need skulls and you don't want to farm ambush, then now's the opportunity to get skulls to 6+ your characters. Also on top of that, Global has been sliding a lot of ambushes recently. So make sure if you haven't got those ambush units max, you do.
Especially Garp and Linlin, those two.
Garp and Linlin are fantastic. Even any of those units. Sengoku saw some use in the recent Zero Stam. You could use, he was a very good unit for that too. So make sure you're ranking up all your characters there. And we also got Summer Shigi, Summer Vivi, and the Chopper Man units that will be in the Ray Shop to be purchased as well. So if you don't have these units, there's the opportunity to grab them too. But I'll skip Todd's favorite unit, but a couple of units were added in. We have Collar Ores. Collar Ores is added in. I don't think anyone even remembers Collar Ores to start off with, but I have him up here.
I don't think I could, like, when he first came out, I think I struggled to clear him. Fuck you.
No, this is a new Collar Ores, dude.
Oh,
This
okay,
is
I was gonna say.
this is a quick Collar Ores from Thriller Bark. So he does quick damage, 200 times quick damage to all enemies, reduces attack down duration by 4 turns, enemy threshold, and increased defense buffs by 4 turns. If there are 6 fighters in your crew, when the special is activated, increases duration of any class / type boosting by 1 turn.
Oh, he's really
Kizuna was announced.
There it
Oh,
is.
really? Cool.
What the fuck is that chopper?
I'm getting into it,
Kizuna.
man.
Yeah, we're getting.
I'm getting there, sir. So, Kizuna Chopper, which just got announced as we're recording this as well. It is, I believe, the first instance of a rare recruit unit for Kizuna. And this here is also what we will be the first instance where units are boosting the amount of rewards you get. Chopper will boost your rewards by 1.5 times.
This banner though.
Okay, Todd's already creaming about some dude we'll talk about later. But alongside that, we will be able to get Kizuna Halloween Koala. She's pretty decent. Damage taken, increased damage taken duration by 5 turn reduction, reduces damage received by 50% for 3 turns, and does 10 times characters recovery in HP at the end of each turn for 3 turns. It's pretty decent unit overall. But the Kizuna unit that was literally just announced as we are recording this is indeed Halloween Sabo. He's making his appearance. He's actually a quite decent unit. This is one of those one-off Kizunas as well. So make sure you do farm this unit and collect all the limit break materials. However, though, in later Kizunas, as we bear witness on the JP side, you can get those limit break materials later on, but it is preferable to get them while you can now. He's pretty decent. Captain ability boosting attack of strikers and free spirits by 3 times. HP 1.2 and makes int orbs beneficial for strikers and fighters. So it's a pretty decent captain boost as it is. And then his specials lock all orbs for 1 turn. If your crew is 6 tandem orbs, amplifies the effective orbs for strikers and fighters and shooters by 2.25 for 1 turn, otherwise 1.75 for 3 turns. So overall, quite a decent Kizuna unit. So make sure you do farm that up. But all right, Todd, take the floor. Your man's is getting his.
This is really weird because I just noticed this right now because I'm reading through the Sabo banner that they just announced, and it mentions that Katakuri is going to be boosted for the Kizuna.
Interesting.
But Katakuri 6+ doesn't drop until 3 days after the Kizuna begins.
Nice.
Okay. Good one, man.
Nice.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Mr. Slam Jam. I literally before we started recording this podcast, I actually just finished like a how-to video about this dude. I love Mr. Slam Jam. He's a beast. And for many reasons, they basically fixed his special. So you're basically guaranteed to reach that delay threshold every time you launch the special, which is great. They buffed his attack multiplier going from 3.3 to 3.8. They made his type and class combinations completely different as well. So going from strength shooter cerebral to int striker powerhouse. He's just a freaking dope unit. And he's strong as hell, and he delays, and he cheeses content, and he's fun as hell. And he can
He's
be
very
hybrided
good.
with Kaido, which is really cool.
But on the contrary, do you guys believe that this is one of those units where you want a 6-star and a 6+?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Like,
already
you
got.
have-
I've already got.
Yeah.
It's not a
Plus
huge deal if you don't have both of them, but if you could choose only one, you'd probably go with the super evolved one.
Oh, for sure. If you don't have a second copy of Cutter, then you might as well get the 6+, obviously, because it's a
Yeah.
fantastic unit. Very, very strong. You're going to see a lot of gameplay, like, for sure. So very excited for that. And all these units are coming relatively around the same time. As we've just mentioned, Kizuna banner has just dropped. Jesus, my brain is off today, bro. But these units have just dropped. So make sure if you intend to pull, hopefully you all get choppers. You can boost your tickets there and go from there. But that's global. Global sucks. There's no news happening on global. So JP is like, you want news? Again, we got you, bro. But the news ain't that bulky as it usually is. But a lot of new units, JP going crazy. But before we do that, I want to ask Knight, how did your team go in the Moria Kizuna?
Oh, true. Forgot about that.
We did good. We got top 2% S
There you
tier.
go.
That's good shit.
Yes, sir.
And they did recently, the title was data mined recently on the Reddit. If you guys haven't seen that one yet, it looks quite good actually overall. It's a pretty nice looking title, but like, who gives a shit about the title, right? But that happened. Rewards are out for that, so hopefully everyone gets what they want. It was actually really crazy seeing a lot of people have like 25,000 tickets stored up. I think the highest nav level, or not nav level, sorry, the highest Kisner level I saw was like level 242 from Coruscant, which is like ridiculous. But you did have that Color Ores Island, and you could do that 100 times. You could get a lot of coins, and it was really good overall, and it was like a really interesting experience. And it means that the ability for them to introduce team-based stuff is there now, and it's there's. I hope to God that they use this a lot more often. This like team-based content, which would be very exciting in itself.
And I was kind of annoyed when I heard that they were going to change the boxes, so it's like 1,500 items in a box, and I was like really pissed off about that. But after seeing how many tickets people got, I can't understand why they did it.
People getting a lot of tickets, dude.
Yeah,
Like it was crazy.
Makes sense.
And you could get all the limit break materials for basically every single unit up until that point as well. So that was the opportunity for you to. And I didn't even know this, but you were actually forced into a team. If you didn't apply for your own team, or you didn't get invited to one, or you didn't join one, you were just forced into a team.
Yeah.
Regardless. So like, make sure like if you can try your best to find a team of people that you know are going to play, because you're going to get the most out of it if you're able to support one another, and you can get really far in that, and rank very highly if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Jinbei happened. He came out. He said, "What's up?" And I was like, "How you going?" He's pretty decent. Reduces 3 turns of attack down. Reduces defense to 0. 100 times attack and strength damage to all enemies. Pretty decent. And if capped in his strength, 1 turn of color affinity for normal attacks of strength characters by 2 times. So pretty decent overall. Nice raid unit, which, end of the day, more free units, the better. Better free to play is always beneficial when it comes to playing this game, that's for sure. And then TM Shirahoshi came out and said, "You wanted good units? I suck." TM Shirahoshi is, I don't know if you guys have read Hoshi yet, but she sucks.
Yeah.
She's absolutely terrible. I'm just going to go back through it so we can discuss this real quick. Depending on the number of enemies at the time the specials trigger, reduces incoming damage by 50% and heals 8,000 HP at the end of the term from 1 to 6 turns. Obviously, 1 enemy on the screen, meaning it'll heal 8,000 HP for 1 turn and so on and so forth. Oh boy, what a terrible unit. But it does lead me to believe that the next bits of coming content, she has to be relevant somehow. Like, it wouldn't make sense for them to release Hoshi and then like give her that kind of a special if she isn't going to be relevant for some upcoming content at some point.
Mm.
And I'll be disappointed if she just comes out and says, "I bet." She does.
Now I'm just here.
She exists, bro.
It's
but
like tanking damage, because tanking damage is not what you want to do. Like, you want to clear content as fast as you possibly can. So I don't know what they're gonna try and do with her, really.
I mean, I could see her potentially being like a pretty helpful unit for like 0 stams in terms of like healing up, like for stalling and healing. Yeah. But like, I think the unit itself is pretty shit.
And like, when was the last time? Like, there might be a unit in a batch. It's like, oh yeah, this unit is really good for stalling and helping you survive longer. But like, you still make a team that blitzes through the content fast anyway, with not even the batch units, because
100%.
You'd rather do it fast and then slow in the way it's intended.
The only time that you really want like healing is if you're doing a forest or you're doing a 0 stam. That's more or less the only times that I've ever seen myself.
Even when it comes to 0 stam, these days you can usually manage without healing.
100%. Like this, like in this one in particular, like I was using like the Ivankov and Bon Clay like swap, which gave you like a rainbow shield, so you just reduced a lot of damage, and I was like, all right, sweet. Like it did hella work, but it's like it's such a like disappointment, because TM Shirahoshi could have been like really, really good. And it's a shame that
well, the thing is, every other Shirahoshi unit is pretty much amazing.
Yeah. Like a lot of all of her rare recruits are great. Her legend is still one of the best utility. Like, rainbow orbs are fucking amazing. And then this TM just sucks. I feel as if it was kind of like a filler TM just for like the 3-day 2Y kind of style, just to keep on going on with that. And then they're going to part 4 is going to go crazy. But speaking of 3-day 2Y, holy shit, boys.
That new Sugo.
That new Sugo is hitting, bro. We have V3 Ray and we have Legend Mihawk Perona. Maybe now my favorite Legend, Mihawk Perona. That shit is so fucking cool.
Oh, legit?
These legends are so freaking dope. And then we also got rare recruit Ivankov, Hercules, and Kumar alongside them. These legends are crazy strong, as we've seen time and time again with the legends that are being released in this timely period. We have Shanks and crew and Arlong crew are incredibly powerful. And now you have a V3 Rayleigh, who's basically like Bullet, but for cerebral fighters.
Can I just bring up?
Yo.
Sorry, can I just bring up Boris's fucking ticket?
Oh, don't talk to me. We don't talk about Boris or Knight. If we're ever mentioning pools, we don't talk about Boris. We don't talk about Knight, because these guys are broken when it comes to pulling units, bro. That's for sure.
That's like, I'm just gonna do some pulls, but first let's do this ticket. Oh my god,
it's red. It's Meal Perona, and I'm
it's
like,
red, and it's gonna be.
It was Meal Perona, which in itself was crazy, because what we were like figuring out last night was like going back to the TM. Obviously, TM I didn't even mention because I just completely skipped over it. But TM itself has rare recruit. So TM rare recruit. Hody, Vanderdecken, and Kami.
Yeah.
And Kami is really good, like as a regular rare recruit for Mihawk Perona, and all of them are related to strength and psi. So you can obviously tell that they're expecting Mihawk Perona to be the main captain for this. So it's gonna go crazy, and that unit is pretty decent. Overall, the boosters are kind of like they're all TM related boosters, so you can't expect too much out of them, but that's what they're there for. But Rayleigh and Mihawk, oh my god. Let's go to Rayleigh first. Rayleigh just hit man's doing damage, but I did see Todd, man was saying we were so close to perfection, bro.
I'm not a big fan of Rayleigh. Nah, I'm not.
What's hitting you different, dude?
It's his captain ability. I
So
don't
let's
like
go-
the fact that he himself is a 4.75, only himself. Like, I would prefer if it was like a little bit less, but for the whole team.
But see, when you said that though, like Bullet's right there.
Yeah, but Bolt's super effective against all types.
That's true. Fair enough. See, this man's thinking.
And the thing as well is Rayleigh, you can only use his special during his turn, which definitely restricts you.
Mhm.
Like if you get debuffed, you have to remove that, and if you're removing debuffs, you can't use his special in the same turn. So there's definitely drawbacks.
It is true. But
Yeah.
cerebral fighters by 4 times, incoming damage by 15%, and when you use his special, he boosts his own attack by 4.75. So, in comparison to Bullet's always boosting himself by 4.75 at all times, pretty much. And he's boosting his crew by 4 times. So Rayleigh's captain is kind of lackluster. His special is is quite crazy in itself, though. 250 times character's damage to one enemy, ignores all defense abilities, boosts attack and orbs of cerebral fighters by 2 times, and normal attacks of them will ignore. And character attacks will ignore any defensive abilities too. And then you can't use any other special. So it's actually a really decent special, but it's one of those issues where, like Todd said, if you use his special, you can't use any other special. And if a special has been triggered that turn, you can't use his special. So kind of lackluster in a sense. And then Mihawk came around and said, you want a good ass fucking legend? Here you fucking go. Mihawk Perona quite crazy in themselves. Strength Psi, which I reckon is quite cool. Characters by 4 times. And then if they have a color orb, 4.5 times, HP 1.3, and then they'll treat all color orbs as beneficial and reduce the appearance rate of recovery in tandem. And then the special itself, cut enemies by 20%, change block orbs to matching. So it's kind of weird. Like there's a lot of they have like that weird matching thing, but I guess that's just a workaround for block orbs and such. And then for 1 turn, attack against enemies that are affected with the negative debuff by 2 times for 3 turns become Mihawk and Perona. So the negative debuff in itself is a brand new debuff, but it is still, I believe, a conditional boost. So you can't do the negative debuff and you can't do a defense down attack boost as well. But the negative debuff is launched via their swap ability, which changes their own orb to matching, heals for 1.5k, and then for 1 turn effects does a negative debuff. And that negative debuff itself is a reduction on attack and defense of 20%. So in itself, even if you are going to use the special, getting that reduction is actually quite good, which is always a bonus.
Is the dual unit Ivankov von Clay? They're sign strength, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're really good.
So that means you can use the switch ability to make them negative. It reduces their attack by 20%, and then you could also use the switch ability of Ivankov von Clay to get 20% damage reduction per turn, every single turn.
Big brain. That's why they pay you the big bucks, Todd.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. And it debuffs all enemies too. So it's it's really, really good. Like, it's a fantastic legend in my opinion. Like,
and it goes through immunity if there's 2 or more enemies.
it is something else though, that's for sure. But like, doesn't
Very
it
good.
get you guys thinking like, what is 6 Annie gonna be? Not like the unit itself, but what is like the abilities? What is like the captain? What are the multipliers? Like that's what gets me
I was
thinking.
thinking after the Shanks crew legend came out, because in my opinion, I do think Shanks legend is way better than
100%. No, Shanks crew is probably the best legend that's come out with this whole event.
they're the best legend since Luffy Zoro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
They're
and,
crazy.
Like Luffy Zoro, they're really good, and Shanks legend, the fact that they're rainbow and they do just like everything, they're just so strong, amazing switchability, amazing special. Yeah, it does beg the question: what are they planning for the anniversary? Because this shit's gonna be crazy if they're already bringing shit out like this.
Anniversary. We've decided to release this legend, and with that, we're going to shut down the game.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Ooh.
I mean, like, Trevor's excited, dude.
New legend. Shut down the game. New legend.
Poggers, dude. But it just begs the question of like, will we see like a 5 times multiplier captain? I reckon it's time.
Possibility.
And I feel like with that, I reckon with that though, we're gonna be getting a we're gonna definitely be getting that new content. It's gonna have some crazy HP thing because if we're gonna get a 5 times captain, you're gonna be hitting really heavy.
It's gonna be a fucking dual unit.
Dude, the
watch.
power creep is fucky.
The power creep right now is definitely messed up at the moment. Like with the current release of a lot of units, like we're escalating very quickly. Like we expected like a small escalation, but we're jumping to 4.75 captains out of nowhere, and it's like, all right, like now we're getting like big boy damage. But we had a few rare recruits come out. I think the best of the bunch is Ivankov. Reduces 5 turns of bind and special seal on your crew. Reduces 5 turns of defense up on all enemies. Changes recovery, tandem, and battle matching to matching. So quite a fantastic unit. All those rare recruits are great. I think they're really cool. Like they're all their art, bro. That Kuma art, what a waste, man.
Mm-hmm.
That Kuma art could have been Legend Kuma right there, bro. 100%.
Yeah, I'm still upset we don't have Legend Kuma yet.
We're getting Smoker though, and we're getting Sugar, Cobb, Sugar, your favorite legend, dude.
Hey.
Alright, I'm out of here.
You almost never hear.
It's what the community wanted.
It's what the community wanted, dude.
She
No,
was
it's
just
not.
the superior legend.
It's what a bunch of bots wanted.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. If someone would be programming harder than you, that's for sure, dude.
Yeah, that's facts.
But on that Suga Fest itself, we do have a bit of information on it. So everyone did get their free. Part 2 and Part 3 on the 30th multi will guaranteed Mihawk, Prona, and Rayleigh respectively. So if you really wanted to go ham, you could do 60 multis and get both legends guaranteed. I'd hope to God in 60 multis you'd be getting both legends beforehand. But we've seen crazier things. As mentioned in the late episode, that guy did like 117 multis to get a legend. So, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But I guess, like, to play devil's advocate, it is nice that they're guaranteeing the legend at some point in the Suga Fest. But 30 multis is still
If you're doing
way
30
too
multis
much.
this close to the anniversary, you eat glue.
But let them know. Hey, let them know, Chief, bro. These homies be chugging that clag, my guy. But
Chugging that clag.
but it was actually really interesting though, because on certain multis, I believe it was like 2nd and 4th, like on the guaranteed step multis, all the characters recruitable. I might be wrong. I think like this is how it was though. All the characters recruitable were from the Barto Cavendish batch and onwards. On those,
It's the last
specific
poster.
multis. It's that's fucked. Fuck that. All right,
Yeah.
sucks dick, bro. But on that though, it did mean that it was a total of 29 legends in terms of the last poster thing. So it still was 2019 from Barto Cab onwards. So that 2019, that last poster is getting even like better and better as time goes on. So
Yeah.
like if we're getting to Barto Cav now, like it's gonna get crazy. That's for sure. All right, let's get into.
Legends, yeah.
Well, like we got also Colo Inu just like Bandai didn't even put him in the game. They dropped him on. I swear they dropped him on Twitter first before they dropped him in game or something like that. Because no
They
one.
teased him on Twitter first, yeah.
And he's also
fucking good.
quite good for, especially for Mihawk and Perona.
Yeah, he's good.
Cuts HP by cuts HP of 1 enemy by 10%. Removes threshold by 5 turns. Despair and chain coefficient reduction by 5 turns. Boosts attack of strength and side by 2 times for 1 turn. Fucking amazing.
That's a
Like,
good free-to-play unit.
Really, really, really good free-to-play unit, dude. Like we're getting to that point now where like these free-to-play units like are clearly outclassing a lot of rare recruits. But
We take those.
We do indeed.
No,
And
we
then
need them.
April Fool's happened, and Bandai really pulled the cheesy one on everyone and released these 1-0 straw hats, and their art in game looks great. And then you actually clicked on their art, and it looked even better. We had all the, I think, as Boris mentioned in his video, the cringe face straw hats. So the way that Bandai really played it out was you got Robin from the Mail, then you could buy Frankie from the Ray Shop, and then you got Usopp from the Usopp Sugarfest, who's guaranteed the 11th poster. And then you got Zoro from, I believe it was the Zero Stam Island on one of the tabs in the extra island.
Yeah.
So that's really
Zero
cool.
Stam.
And there were rewards obviously associated to that. I can't recall exactly what numbers were, but hey, 4 free units, pretty much, more or less free units in the game. And the art's fantastic. They really did tease it really hard. I do like the fact that the icon was completely different to what the art was. So.
Yeah, that was hilarious because what happens first is nowadays there's this guy called Anlord on the Discord server, on the subreddit Discord, and I don't know how he does it, but he's able to get like the files before they're like data downloaded into the games, but he can only get the icons or something. And so he posted the icons of the characters, and we're like, oh, those artworks look kind of weird. Like the artworks really low quality. And we're like, okay, this looks a bit strange. And then once the data download came in and we're able to see what the characters looked like, it was the best. It was such a good debate. Really good job.
And they look really high quality. Like they're really high quality artworks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was
Characters are
Anton.
good.
No, and Lord.
And Lord. Anton does get he like gets the artworks and stuff, but there's another dude that gets the icons before the data download.
Joba is more out of the loop than fucking.
No, I mean, I thought it was like a name change, like Anton
Nah,
and
just
Lord. Come
two
on.
different people.
Secret
Please
account.
send me money so I can kick Joba off the podcast.
Secret account, man. I'm giving insights here.
Oh
What
my.
is secret account, bro? Everyone knows. we might be blowing smoke up our ass, and it might just be Anton. And if we do that, I'll apologize to Joba on the podcast.
I'll be waiting for that.
My guy is gonna be refreshing pages just to make sure, dude. 6+ Whitebeard's happening. That's a thing. And he is guaranteed. His 6-star form is guaranteed on the 9th multi, or his 5-star, 6-star, whatever it is, on the 9th multi in his Sugar Fest. So I reckon it's worth. I know Dill fucking hates the guy to oblivion, but I do believe the 9 multis is definitely worth, because this Whitebeard is a fucking fantastic unit. However, though, this close to Annie,
yeah,
definitely wouldn't recommend doing it. But his Skull Island will be available as well for a month, so make sure you farm those up. And I believe his Skull Island will also be in the global unlockable quests.
Yeah, it's already there.
So, which is really dope. So make sure you get those skulls. Fantastic unit in itself. I wanted to quickly, because I was having some thoughts recently of when, like, all this like stuff that's happening right now in terms of like Annie. I believe Annie's is around 40 days away, give or take. So it does seem like Annie will be at like the start of May. And looking at the current legends that are going to be released on global, what coincides with the start of May does seem to believe that it will be Zoro, Luffy, and Sober Mask. So we might get some sort of celebration of JP Annie via the introduction of Zoro, Luffy, and Sober Mask at the same time. That's kind of my prediction. So I would hold out that around the start of May, we'll be seeing Zoro, Luffy, and Sober Mask.
No, I personally disagree.
Ooh.
I do think that just by release schedule, because what's it now? It's the start of April.
Mhm.
I do think that after the treasure map, which is treasure map Halloween, Nami, we got to get to Onabi and Komurasaki.
See?
And then we got to release Chopper.
Just throw him in somewhere.
Hey man,
And-
Knight was singing praises of Chopper, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Look, Chopper's fine, but he's not worth summoning for. Just pull him on another Sugo Fest. Don't
Just pull him from a ticket. Just pull him from a ticket. You
Yeah,
get him
easy.
eventually.
Yes, sir.
It's easy. Just get a ticket and get him, man. It's easy. But no, I don't see. I just can't see it in the timeline of things how they could fit Zoro Luffy at the same time as JP's anniversary. Because
I don't know. I guess I was just looking at it. I guess I was just looking at it in the sense of they're like, it would kind of, like, if they were to do a celebration kind of thing, it would make a lot of sense to run those things coincide with one another.
I mean, I would love that. Honestly, I would just love for like both the versions to be caught up with each other. That would be amazing. But
All right, you're talking. That's maybe that's a GGP extra. video along the way at some point. But I will see, definitely for sure. Keep your eyes out on the news. But before we wrap up all the news, one more thing. Limit Break keys were translated and did come out. And my man Sengoku still sucks ass. But Shanks V1
Shanks V1 is legitimately
Shanks V1 is
oh
the
my
most
God.
goated
A
Psy
usable
captain
legend.
in the game now, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Shanks V1 had the glow up of of the century, bro. That man is now a 4.25 captain with matching orb. And -6 cooldown, which is like crazy.
Plus 200 attack. How much attack does he have now? It's probably still really low.
Probably still really low in the grand scheme of things. Probably say like 1.8k overall with Limit Break plus key too.
He is a tap timing sailor.
Is
Oh,
Joba's favorite unit.
He goes to 2200 attack with
Holy shit.
Limit Break Plus and Cotton Candy.
Bro, Shanks V1 the wave. Hold on, dude.
Yeah, hold up. This actually is really
This
good.
unit fucking
And you get
good now,
a
dude.
7-turn cooldown for a full board of Psy Orbs. So for his own team, it's a full board of Orbs. You get the 4.25 attack. And 1.3 health boost, which is still really nice. Like this unit is good.
They just came out and said, "You know what character we really love? Shanks. Let's buff the fuck out of him."
Yeah, let's release Shanks crew and then buff the shit out of his Psy unit, dude. Because it's not bad.
We know that V2 Shanks already has his Limit Break Plus, and I think he goes, wasn't it a 3.75?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3.75.
Dude, get the 6+. Holy shit.
Bro, that's right. Shanks V2 hasn't even got a 6+ yet, dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh.
All right, bet, bro. All right, Shanks broke it.
Noah also got one, but she doesn't change much, really.
Hey, Sengoku though, he tried.
Man,
tried,
I'm so bummed about that Sengoku because he was the GOAT back when I was a noob, and then when 6+s came out, I was so excited to see him get buffed potentially, and then it came out and it was such a disappointment, because he didn't even buff any good rare recruits, only like the really
dude,
old ones.
With one change, this guy's legitimately like a tier
Oh,
1
for sure.
legend. Like, because he's a 4 times captain to 29 cost or lower, 1.5 health, and 1.5 recovery.
Crazy.
1.5 health and recovery is insane.
It's actually a lot. And like the fact that the 4 times you can't even sleep on, dude. But like if only they had just upped that to 30, it would have already been a million times better. And imagine if they just said fuck it and like just removed it. Imagine removing the cost and make
dude,
Nah.
don't
make
even.
bro. I'm just saying though, man. Like imagine imagine you just looked you like, hey, you logged onto Reddit one day and you saw the post, Limit Break key update. Yeah, I bet. You're scrolling through, you see Hancock, she still sucks. Shanks V1 is now the best Psy captain in the whole game. And then you saw Sengoku. You're reading through and you don't see the word cost. You control F to find cost and you don't even find it. And you just you witness that he's a 4 times base captain now. Like imagine that.
Legit, I'd probably put him in tier 0 if he made 40 cost or lower. Like
40 cost, he would go
units.
crazy.
Oh my
See, I don't
God.
understand why they don't at least add like rare recruits into that. Or not
Yeah,
rare recruits, or like even with rare recruits, it'd be better.
At least 30. At least 30 would be insane.
29 is such a dumb number.
Who even uses those characters? That's like all the old
it's 'cause,
Straw
like,
Hats.
all the old rare recruits used to be like 28 cost and stuff. Yeah.
Those are useless characters now.
Don't worry, when they release the new power up mode, he'll go to he'll go to 30.
Yo, what if there's gonna be like a new system? You can reduce the cost of your characters.
Oh, all right, hold on.
Get like legends with like 28 cost.
Or
Hey,
use those support characters that have cost 1.
Or maybe support, if you like put a support character on a unit, it reduces their cost or something like that when you use their special.
Yo, that'd be wild.
Ooh.
Hey, Bandai,
Nah.
call us up, man. Bandai, call us up, bro. You want content? We got content, bro.
I mean, it's fun to fantasize, but they fucking dropped the ball there. It's a shame.
They did. It's unfortunate because they could have even that boost to 30 would have made such a big difference. A huge difference as well. He would have become a really good captain. Other notable rare recruits, Marigold and Sandersonia both got 4-turn cooldown reductions in itself, which is like really good. They got the ship effect limit break as well, I believe, added to them, so they might become useful in the new game mode, as we're predicting, I guess. And rare recruit Haruta had a crazy glow up as well. Slash and cerebrals by 3 times, and he's a duplicating captain or has a chance to duplicate. So like, hey man, not bad.
What
bro.
is that out of nowhere?
I mean, it's good though, right? Because if people that somehow don't have buggy, I mean, like maybe people starting the game that have Buggy. I mean, what's more rare, rare recruit Haruto or Buggy? That's the real question we need to answer, dude. I think it might be Haruto.
Haruto. Yeah.
I'll probably
Yeah,
call him more harder than Buggy.
When was the last time you pulled Haruto?
Probably the last time I pulled Buggy, dude. 3 years ago.
Speak for yourself. I'm pretty sure I pull Haruto like every pull.
Hey man, you have the second best duplicated captain now in the game. Overall, pretty decent keys. If anything, make sure you use a key on V1 Shanks. You never know when they're gonna make him make that, like, you know, he's gonna have content used for him. But he's really good now. Like, he's really strong. So make sure you heads up for that. But now the creme de la creme, we have a new feature, a new action in the form of super types in One Piece Treasure Cruise.
Do not leave it out of the loop.
This is, bro, don't get me. I say the same shit every goddamn week, bro.
Sorry, I actually work fucking 5 days a week.
Well, you're bugging, bro. But yeah, super typing has come out. I was the first to translate this, but no one believed me. But I was correct, so fuck everyone.
I helped.
So yeah, super typing is really cool. So from what we've seen in terms of images and stuff, the first instance of the super typing will be a Luffy unit. We don't. First of all, disclaimer: we don't know if it's a legend, if it's a rare recruit, if it's a free-to-play unit. We know nothing about it, so don't come at Todd or me. If that character is the legend, this game is dead. This game is
so upset.
Bro, the art on that Luffy sucks scrotum, bro.
It's unevolved Luffy.
It still sucks, man. It's so shit.
I just hate a Fishman Island Luffy to be.
Bro, if 6 Annie is a Fisherman Island Luffy, I'm done. Podcast is cancelled. Bro.
So bad.
Hashtag Bandai is over party. We'll start trending. I swear to God, I'm gonna make it happen, dude. But
oh my God,
this super time is really cool. So from all the images and the translations that we've all received, it is a swipe down of the. You swipe downwards to actually perform the action. So in a sense, similar to a captain action. However, it's different from a captain action. So obviously when you swipe up, you get like an orange, the orange arrow facing upwards. When you swipe down from captain action, you see the blue one. And then when you swipe down again, or when you swipe down for the super typing ability, it's a like gold or yellow style arrow. What this does, though, is it turns your whole crew into this super type. And what that means is the natural affinity will boost from 2 times to 2.5 times. So that natural affinity being, for example, a strength character attacking a dex character. And then the negative affinity will be from 0.5 to 0.75, which that means a strength character attacking a quick character. So just crazy power right there.
Yeah, and that's free as well. Like
it's free, yeah.
Very, very strong.
But the only contrary to that is that in order to do this ability, you will have to do specific requirements. So a few that were listed were the team must have a certain amount of a certain type of orbs. Excuse me. They must have certain characters must make up the team. Certain types make up the team. HP must be above or below a certain amount. The team / enemy related defense debuffs. It's like I don't think
like you're gonna need every single one of these.
No, it will be like there's some. Yeah. It's some of them, yeah.
You must meet one of these 6 requirements or whatever.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be a list of requirements.
I feel like it's gonna be based on the character. Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be like if Luffy, right? Because from the images, it like if you look at the crew, right, all those units are like it seems like they're more or less. Is that Usopp the rare recruit Usopp from the side? Is that a brand new Usopp?
It's a new one. They're all new.
So I reckon that Luffy's captain requirement will be if you have like Sanji, Zoro, Usopp, Nami on the team, you can use it.
Like if your whole team is all Straw Hats, then you can use it.
You can use it, you know. So they really just said "fuck you" to tandem orbs and made this basically tandem orbs.
As a Straw Hat now.
Hey, relax. That's big spoil.
No, it's not. It's really not. He said
not.
He said he's part of the crew in fucking Whole Cake, okay? Fucking
I know.
chill.
I'm just.
It could also be something like, if you've got one of each color in your team or something like that.
It's gonna be like random stuff based upon
But
characters.
yeah,
That's
I don't
for sure.
think it'll be like there's like 6 different rules and you have to fulfill like all of them.
See, that'd just be
together.
bullshit. But no,
But both captains must have a recovery. The middle row must have one side, one int orb.
I mean, look, like, that's true, right? If there's too many conditions, like no one's gonna use it. I mean, look at V2 Jinbei. No one's using V2 Jinbei. Like,
hey, but that's the goat right there,
It's way
Jinbei.
too difficult to
Jinbei the
condition
goat,
to
bro.
get
That's
his
all I'm
boobs.
saying.
He pulled through last fucking
It was in the TM, bro, or some shit, man.
at Kizuna.
And then Kizuna
Yeah.
too, he was pulling his weight, sir. That's a big boy,
Yeah, man,
built like Toadski,
Yeah.
bro.
He's been boosted for 2 Kizunas in a row.
That's
Jinbei
only
built
if you're,
like Todd. That's all I'm saying.
that's only if you're a loser who didn't have that black beard
Yeah,
from
true.
the world class.
Yeah,
He was
Joe,
so-
but how does
he
it
was so
how does it feel?
equal.
Hey, no, Dill, let me
Get outta here.
let me roast this man.
I need
How's
10 multis on that goddamn Sugo. I didn't pull a single Blackbeard.
I pulled like 15 fucking Luffy, but that
15?
Blackbeard. I pulled like 3 of that Blackbeard, 5 of the Yokainu.
How did it feel to have cheap gems, bro?
Fuck
Felt
Whoa.
good, man.
off.
But
Use cheap gems.
But like in itself, though, this is really, really cool. Obviously, the more of this stuff, the better. But I feel like it's kind of like when Pokemon like releases Mega Evolutions,
No,
and then
Mega
says "fuck you to Mega Evolutions," and then releases Z moves.
Z moves are
And then-
horrid.
No, and then says "fuck you to Z moves," and then releases like Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. It's that same thing where they just continue to release new stuff, but don't ever go
Don't
back.
forget about
or-
the old stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have fucking like 2 units that have Captain Actions,
Yeah.
and they're both fucking Sanji. Like, come on, man! Like it's so bullshit.
Both Sanji.
Ooh,
Yeah, Sober Mask.
they saw it in the anime, bro. They've seen it now. They know.
Sober Mask.
Oh no, I was.
Oh, actually, well, you got Frankie as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Wait, is
Um,
Frankie's a Captain Action?
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I thought it was like Capone. That was a special.
Nah, you're a clown.
Nah.
You clowning out here.
You're glad.
But I don't know what the fuck is going on,
Also,
bro.
I think if you go to the
If you-
captain, I think if you
Yeah.
go to
Man.
the Captain Action section of the game, I think
It shows you Frankie.
I
Bro,
think
when's the
Digimon
last
might
time you
be
looked
there
at that
as well.
option
I'm not
menu,
too
though?
sure.
When's the last
Wow.
time you looked at that option
Man,
menu?
if I made that mistake, you would have bullied me to the end of the episode.
100%, bro. 100%, bro. But
Yeah, this man
all
mistreating.
I'm saying, man, is when the last time you've been to that fucking menu, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Never, because
Never,
I
because you just go
remember.
to my YouTube videos instead, Kappa.
Oh,
Yikes.
my.
Okay, get this man
I
out
just
of here.
remember who has Captain Actions.
That's true, bro. I'm pretty dumb, bro. But hey, I run the podcast, so I'll kick a Joe Broff later. As you know what I'm saying. But,
All right, but
But so what I personally think like the way that's gonna work is like it's a super time that goes over the color, but like I don't know, like it doesn't really like describe it properly. But like, do we know that if is it a blanket like? Will it always be will it always be a 2.5 times boost, or is it like Luffy's still a strength unit, but it has super typing. But when he attacks a Dex unit, he does 2.5 times more damage in comparison to the regular
that's how I
2
think
type.
it'll work. I think
I
he's
think
called
that's the
strength
way.
Unit, but it's like it's like a color affinity that's always active. I think.
It's like a free color affinity, and then you can put color affinity.
Like
on
it's
top
not,
of it
it's not
too.
really color affinity because it also works in the opposite direction. Like it's a reverse color affinity if you're against the negative typing, because normally you get half damage against the negative typing, but this time you're getting 3/4 of your damage. So
Which is
you
really
get-
good. Like it's
yeah,
actually like
it's a nice
really
buff,
good.
yeah.
As long as like the requirements aren't too absurd, like
Yeah.
you can really build around this now and
And the cool thing
do
about
a lot
it
of
is when
work.
you launch it, it's there for the rest of the quest,
Mm-hmm.
which is
So,
really
like,
cool.
It'll be really dope if it's one of those things where it's like have one of each color on your crew. You pop it from the start of the quest. You just roll heavy. Like, you're gonna be doing way more damage output throughout that whole entire quest.
Yo,
So
what if this new Luffy has this super typing and then is also super effective against all types?
relax,
Or
bro.
even run a bullet friend captain? Let's go.
Hey, Bullet slept on, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Bullet's that guy.
Bullet is that dude, bro. But that's it. That's all One Piece Treasure Cruise has given us.
Happy stuff in his face.
Bro,
Yeah, no, I
sis-
can hear him
my,
munching.
bro, my sister dropped off food 40 minutes ago. I'm just looking at it this whole time like, fuck, man. Man's with eat. But before I start eating, let's go into some Twitter questions, bro. Oh, we've got more notifications. What are they?
Yeah, 20
Bullshit.
questions? Let's go.
Captain Puffy.
I've actually got an Instagram question. It is when is the next podcast? Right the fuck
right now. Right now.
Hey, that was easy.
Free
Well, let's have a look.
question.
Let's see.
Yum.
All right,
Alright,
I
so-
got one. I got
Ooh.
one. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Ooh.
Let me see. I'll just pick the first one. I want to catch up to Pokemon games. The last game I played was Emerald on Game Boy. Is it worth it to buy a DS and play the old games right now just to catch up to the game, or should I buy a Switch
Yes.
and play Sword and Shield?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yes,
Hold
there's
on.
two questions there. Like,
Buy a
Hold on.
DS and play all the
Buy a
DS.
DS.
No,
Fuck
download an emulator. Don't buy it.
No.
Oh,
Buy a
come
DS.
on, Joe.
Yikes.
illegal.
Fuck
That's
you, Joba.
illegal.
That is
No,
illegal,
please.
sir.
Buy a DS. Get the game. Make sure you get the
Okay.
like actual real copies because there's a lot of fakes flying around out there. Because that way you can transfer all the Pokemon that you loved in those games into Pokemon Home.
Deals big brain.
Exactly.
Deals got a
Exactly.
big brain.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. And if you stop to Emerald, like that is a very fucking good game. But then you haven't played Platinum.
Platinum's right there, bro.
Yeah,
Platinum
you
is
haven't-
right
Golden
there.
Sun.
Heart Gold
Heart
Soul
Gold Soul
Silver.
right there, bro.
Oh.
Come
Black and
on,
White
cuz.
Black and White 2?
Yeah, Black
Yes.
and White hits. Yeah.
It's not illegal. It's frowned upon.
It's illegal.
It's
It's
illegal.
illegal.
How is it not illegal?
It's totally
As
illegal.
long as
but
you,
it is-
as long as you own a copy, it's taken.
No, it's
It's
No,
still
it's not.
illegal.
it's like
Nah,
having
man.
2 copies. Like
as long as no one narcs on you.
Use knocks on yourself.
Yeah.
the thing is,
Look,
yeah, it's
just-
not illegal if
just
you don't get caught.
Just don't tell. If you get caught, just don't tell the cops that you heard it from here. Just
All right, you
don't
heard it
tell
here first. Tell the cops. Tell the cops.
Stickers with anything, Jova.
Man, I'm just trying to get this. I'm just trying to save this man $100 or whatever a DS costs.
Bro, you can buy a DS on like the Facebook Marketplace for like 20. I'll send you my DS right now with like 30 games, bro.
Wait, how does this man not have a DS?
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
saying. That's what
I
I'm
thought
saying.
everyone had a DS.
Surely you have a DS, bro.
Or even like ask a friend.
Or
Ask
just
a
wait
friend.
like 2 years when Nintendo put DS remasters onto the Switch because they
Ooh,
how they
smart.
do it.
That's
How they
probably
have
a
the
good idea.
Super NES and all that shit. They're probably going to do Game Boy Advance and eventually
I
get
hope
DS
so.
and stuff.
Bro,
That'd
you
be-
really think they're gonna drop a whole ass Pokemon game in that like in that shit for free?
No, that wouldn't be for free. They'd make it because they'll make it like you'll have to pay like what $10.
How
or
much
whatever.
would you pay, honestly?
I- Well, they put out the remakes, the old school Pokemon games onto the DS, and they were $4 each.
I mean,
That's
like,
so
if,
cheap.
if on the Switch they released like the Nintendo DS games, I'd say $10 would be the most.
Yeah, I agree.
I
And
feel like
Yeah,
if you
same.
have Nintendo Online, you should get them. If you're paying for that shit, you deserve to get
Well,
more.
that'd be nice, but it's Nintendo, so.
yeah,
Hey, true.
But
You
either
heard it
way,
here
yes, just
first.
play the games.
Play
Yes.
play all the games, man. Pokemon's amazing. Got to hear from at Straw Hat Goose. This guy is a fucking goose, man. That's crazy, bro.
These are strawberries, though.
Favorite, least favorite, and most wanted super evolution. Ooh, most wanted, huh? Well, I mean, at this point, just give us V2 Shanks 6 Plus, just so we have every Shanks is amazing. Might as well.
All right, I've got my list.
All right, Todd, hit it.
All right, favorite Katakuri V1, least favorite Sengoku, most wanted V2 Katakuri.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay, favorite 6+. So least favorite, I'm going to say Sengoku as well because fuck that guy.
Damn,
Shout out to that
cuz.
guy.
Shout out to that guy.
Oh, 6+. Fuck, how many 6+s are there now? There's heaps.
There's too many.
Wait, let me just quickly go to the.
Shout out to
my
Rayleigh.
game shut
Shout
down.
out to
Fuck
Rayleigh
that.
V1.
Goat,
Ooh,
bro.
he's a goat.
Man,
Yeah.
shout out to Snake Man.
Oh, shout out to Bullet.
Yeah, I was about to say Bullet's my favorite.
on.
I love
Yeah,
Bullet.
what's my
Hey,
favorite?
hey, V1 Big Mom, hello. No, I'm just-
Okay.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yikes.
Calm down, sir. Calm down there, sir.
Shout out
Man,
to
I got like 20 of that bitch right now.
Oh, shout out to V1 Lore as well.
Yo,
Okay,
everyone
so-
was hitting.
My favorite 6+, I'm gonna go with. I'm just scanning through right now, real quick.
Jinbei's really good too.
There's too many, bro. 6+ing sucks, bro. What a terrible mechanic, man.
I'm gonna
shout
say
out to
Marco.
Charizard.
I'm gonna say Marco.
Really?
He's really cool, and I always loved using Marco back in the day.
Marco hitting, bro.
That's a good
Marco.
choice.
Marco 6+ good.
And most wanted, fucking Log Luffy.
Oh, good call.
Ooh.
Hey, maybe that Luffy's log, Luffy 6+. I'm putting it out there, calling it right now.
Yo!
Money on it right now. Money on it right now. I might have just predicted the goddamn future,
Dude.
my boy.
If that's Log Luffy 6 Plus, I'll suck your dick.
I heard you
Wow.
boys. God will give me
Bandai.
fellatio.
Bandai, you can make magic
my
happen.
God.
Oh, Bandai.
Bandai,
Me
please.
extra.
Make Todd eat his words by eating.
Bro, imagine we data mine it like next week, and
That
you just
better not
see
be
6
Log
plus
Luffy
Log
6
Luffy is that unit and Todd is DM Todd.
Pappy will be
Oh.
after my digits,
I'm
bro.
like, so, what's popping with it, man?
Better start practicing
I
that.
would pay for Papi's flight over here.
Bro, I'll fly Todd of myself, bro. It's worth, man.
Holy shit, I'm crying.
But no, I think I echo the sentiment of a Log Luffy 6 plus though. I think like you don't even have to follow the idea of like that, like the treasure hunter kind of thing. You can really make that Log Luffy into any Luffy unit nowadays. And I feel like it could make sense to put him as a as the Fisherman Island legend potentially, but it would
Yeah.
also make sense if they just released him as a Wano character, as a 6 plus Wano Luffy. I feel like that would do like
I actually
numbers
think
as
the
well.
Fisherman Island kind of fits well if for that.
All things considered, bro.
It's like look,
And,
Luffy's
hey,
free time skip Luffy, and then if they super evolve him, go into the time skip. That makes sense.
my brain is huge, bro, and Todd about to give me brain too.
Really?
Get in the name. All right, Cobb, what do you got, bro?
My least favorite Sengoku. That one.
Damn, Sengoku holding the biggest L,
He's
bro.
fucking shit.
Oh, actually, I might need to change mine. But keep going.
Ooh.
Go drop yours real quick.
I might change my least favorite Super Evolution to the original time skip Luffy Super Evolution.
Come on.
Nice.
What?
6 plus, bro, 6
Really?
plus
What?
Gear 4 is good,
He's
dude.
really good. Oh, I use him like a lot when it comes to
Nah.
treasure map.
Nah, I don't like him. Never have, never will.
Are you okay? All right, you're really gonna
That's
say that
okay.
6 plus Sengoku is better?
Actually, I'm changing my favorite to B1 6 plus.
Law is crazy. That boy hidden.
Oh,
Hey,
the
we
got-
Kizaru 6 Plus is kind of shit too.
We got
Who?
Robin 6 plus coming soon.
Kizaru.
Yeah.
Oh, Robin 6 plus. Okay, let him
Oh,
know,
Robin 6
Cobb.
plus is
If
good,
we
that's a
got
good call.
Katakuri now, she's not far away. So,
Yeah, that's true.
most wanted. I still want Log Luffy. I feel like that's different. Or maybe Blackbeard.
Yo,
I
Blackbeard
gotta
though, that
call.
should go crazy, man.
Really good call.
Joba, what's up, man? What you got, bro?
Least favorite probably Porcelino or Lucci. You know, any of those old ones, pretty much. There's a couple that are really
no,
outstanding.
V1 Lucci's a good shout. He sucks,
Yeah,
bro.
he's pretty bad.
My favorite Snake Man easily, because I mean it went. You know,
Yeah.
everyone was singing V2 Gear 4's high praises. You know, he was strong, but it was just such a slow kind of.
Snake Man's different. Snake Man is different.
Snake Man was
dude.
totally different. He's so fast. He's so strong. I use him so much.
and he's
gotta be
still
one-
like one of the best captains in the game
Oh,
to
yes.
like in the current meta. So
an absolute unit. And my most wanted, because this guy
Garrett.
was my favorite. Well,
Oh,
no,
no.
actually, no. This guy was
oh, changed man.
Yeah, I've been wanting this guy for ages, man. He was my favorite legend for the longest time until the whole drastic meta shift came with Lucy. V1 Fujitora. That man deserves some love.
Mm.
5 times blind, baby. It's happening.
Oh,
You heard it.
hey, have I told you guys this legend concept for V3 Fujitora?
Bro, B3 B3
Oh,
Fuji,
no.
bro, it's coming. It's
Always
happening.
blinded, 5 times attack. I'm telling you.
It might have be a thing.
Night,
bro.
what we need yours.
Night, let's go, baby.
All right. Least favorite and now, fucking no.
Yo, hey
What?
Ryan, hey Ryan,
What?
Ryan's punching the air right now.
That-
I mean,
that was a
L's
good
better
one.
now, but like on his release, 6 plus
Yeah.
was a good
Oh, on his release, he was godly, but I just
yeah,
I don't.
People
Yeah, I
nowadays, yeah.
agree with that. Like, I never liked using it now.
yeah.
It's a shame. It is a
He's a
shame,
great
but he's
sub,
right.
like-
Like 6 plus Enel sucks, bro.
I mean, his AoE damage is so good, though. Just for
100%.
a bunch of old content.
Yeah, but see, like,
I
but see,
didn't
like,
like relying on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2
but
million
yeah,
damage
that's-
is a lot, isn't it?
it's a lot, but it's like to build up to that damage though is like such a tedious effort.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
for
Too slow.
What else you got?
super so. Favorite? Maybe 6 plus Katakuri. I really like Katakuri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I had some
Either
JP
him
like, Reds
or-
tell me that. I have people tell me he was too slow to be like good or enjoyable.
Okay, he's slow,
Yeah,
but like
he's always been
he's fucking
Yeah, he's
Very
enjoyable.
strong.
Yeah, he's fun to use.
and then most wanted.
Most wanted? I gotta say between Log and Luffy Ace.
Luffy,
I know.
Yeah,
bro, don't
Luffy Ace
don't
and-
even question
and-
Luffy Ace.
Luffy Ace will turn to Luffy Starbo with an ace in the background.
That'd be sick.
No, I feel like Luffy Ace will just turn into fucking Luffy Ace, but Ace is dead. So it's be Luffy. Another Luffy
No,
legend.
the like the concept art that Oda did when they're like if they didn't die and like,
Oh,
like
Sabo
they all
saved
grew
them?
up.
It
Yeah,
might be
so
that.
like we have like old Luffy and old Ace together. That'd be cool.
But then they're just like
Just as like a what if.
they'll get like the bro, Oda will fucking come down on them and be like, hey bro, I didn't give you permission to use that art.
It's just a what if Ace wasn't a moron? You know?
Yeah.
What if Ace did not die? Whole
What
different
if
world, man.
Ace just got thick skin? You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, Jinbei survived. Fuck it. Ace bitch. Ace a bitch confirmed, bro.
Marky low tier, no cap.
Bro, Jinbei big boy season, bro. That boy is huge, man.
I actually want to change the ones that I listed.
Alright, go
So,
for it.
Katakuri 6+ is still my favorite, but I don't like Gear 4 as I said. But then the one I want the most is probably V2 Rayleigh.
Ooh, that's a good shout, dude.
Yeah, V2 Rayleigh.
He'd be
would
really good, actually.
I think.
see, I never liked V2 Rayleigh just as in general. I didn't like how he was used, so I didn't really use him as much as other people did.
He was
I just
fun.
remember, he's very strong. That's for sure.
Well, he's strong, but like just not my type of captain.
For sure. All right. At Platinum Wolf 99 asks, there's a big tweet that like we'll get. This is like worth a lot more discussion, but like question. Sorry, we'll get into that later at the very end. This Platinum Wolf 99 asks, should Bandai release a legend character that has a branched evolution? Like, for example, you give the legend specific evolution items that either make them a utility-based character or attack-orientated character. Now, I'm gonna give this a little thought.
That means you have to
and-
pull two of each fucking legend.
And I'm like, no, like on like that is definitely a downside. But like I've been thinking about it, and like we've had this before, not necessarily like to the point where like it changes what the character completely does, like full orientational, but like we've had alternate evolutions, like way back story Lucci. You could evolve him into two different ways. Even story Hody, more recently, I guess you can do the same thing. But what are you guys' opinions on branched evolutions?
Golden Pound
That'd
Usopp.
be kinda
Remember that
cool.
one?
Golden Usopp, bro, never rest.
Yeah, you can either make it him or Soga King.
I'd be okay with it, but I think for the purists, they're gonna have to pull two of each of them. So
And it's not even just that. It's not even just two. Let's say they get 6+. Now you're at minimum 4.
Fuck!
Plus, you want to have a 6-star version. Now you're at
Yeah.
5.
Well,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
I don't like branched evolutions normally, but a branched super evolution would be fine with me.
See, that's what I think it could become really good.
Yeah, because otherwise, yeah, Poppy's right. It would spread out too far.
Yeah.
Like a branched super evolution where, like, as Platinum Wolf mentioned, you could 6+ this unit into becoming pure utility based. Or you could 6+ this unit to becoming a very high or like high DPS, high attack character. That would be really interesting. But
cool if maybe a character with a form switch that did that anyway. Maybe it had two different specials.
no, imagine if Chopper was a good legend.
Okay,
bro.
no, let's not.
I mean, like, high-key, Jack needs a mammoth form legend too, like a
That'd be
transforming
dope.
legend. Yeah.
Maybe Transforming Legends is what's coming next. You never know. Yeah.
Hey, maybe we're ahead of the
Maybe they'll
curve.
give him a captain action.
Bro, imagine them coming back to Captain Actions in like 4 years' time. Sabo is having Captain Action where he turns into Ace. Yeah, hey, man.
Wait, what?
At Tito
That's
Accord asked, who is pulling on the TM Sugo and how many multi are you doing? I'm doing 0.
3.
TM Sugo, I usually do 3.
Yeah,
Trash
I'll probably
map
do
3.
it. I'll do a couple or 2 or 3.
Still says 3, but he'll do 300. That's for sure.
He's not missing anything.
I've got everything this time around, so
That's true. At Very Grim Mood asks, live updates. I want to know what you've been up to ever since quarantine happened. So let's see what's going on the list. So me personally, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, fucking fantastic ass game. Just hella fun, hella relaxing. I've been in a lot of voice calls with the Boris guys. All those guys, hella fun to be around. And I've actually been really heavily invested in Grand Cross, the 7DS game. That game, for the most part, is really fun, and it's just overall, it's actually a well-polished, well-made gacha game. So I've been spending my time through all that, plus obviously online classes, which has just been hella awkward and hella whack. But you pop up. My webcam quality is way too high quality for these people, so everyone starts questioning all that kind of stuff. But it's alright, you know what I'm saying, bro? Got that 1080p 4K,
Hey, man,
you know
looking
what I'm saying? Bro, we gotta stay looking fresh. But yeah. Cobb, what have you been up to, my guy?
Losing track of the days at the moment because
true.
I can't go into work. My work has been shut down indefinitely, which is unfortunate because I work right in the middle of the city in Melbourne, so that's a bit of a hotspot. So just playing games really. There's been a lot of good games coming out: Persona 5 Royale, Resident Evil 3. So yeah, finding ways to keep myself busy, but it's a bit of cabin fever every now and then. You know what I mean?
For sure. Dill, what have you been up to, man?
So my schedule hasn't changed drastically. Like basically, I just can't play basketball anymore. I still work 5 days a week, and I've been helping my client move into a new house. So
Nice.
we're sorting that out, and playing games. Cobby managed to convince me to buy Persona, so that's actually been really fun. Like
I love them Cobby streams and them Dill streams of Persona. Always a fun time.
Yeah, I've only played a little bit of it because I've been working so much, but what I have played, I've enjoyed and played a hell of a lot of Animal Crossing. Like, and since the Switch is so portable, like it's with me at work, so when I get downtime, I can break that out. I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is like I can, like, yeah, it's a little bit addicting, and I'm kind of obsessed with decorating my house at the moment. But yeah, that's about it. I haven't my schedule hasn't changed too much, to be honest.
Sure. Jabba, what's popping, man?
Man, I couldn't even tell you that there was a quarantine going on in the U.S. We ain't taking this shit seriously at all, man. And apparently selling building materials is considered an essential business too. So we're still in. Not that it matters because we haven't been locked down. It's just it's fucking shit, man. We're number one. You know, the U.S. is number one.
Rank 1 most cases, bro. That's an achievement in itself.
But not still got to work.
Always aims for number one, don't they? The US.
Okay.
So still working. Still, I mean, it's same old, basically. Just now, I'm more afraid.
That's it, bro. Nightmare. JP, what's going on?
Just doing online classes and just been playing a lot of games on the Switch. Mostly,
my man's playing a lot of Pokemon.
Yes, sir. Pokemon right now. And also a lot of Star Wars Jedi Academy.
Ooh, fun.
Man, shout out to the people like in college still. I'm glad I graduated a year ago and didn't have to mess with all this online classes bullshit.
You lucky bitch, bro. It's so bullshit, man.
Yeah. I would have sucked, man. You don't get to walk.
What are you up to, guy?
Yeah, online classes have been really shit. I'll have to admit there. But on the other hand, I do kind of like it because it means I don't have to spend like almost an hour each way to get into university.
For sure. I'm saying.
Also, it saves a lot of money instead of buying food out there. I could just
bro, my bank account heavy right now, dude.
Like not spending money on petrol. It kind of helps as well.
Spending no money at all, so it feels so.
But yeah, I've been playing games like Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's been good fun.
Let them know, Chief. Let them know.
I just finished Resident Evil 3 last night, which was good
stream.
Fun.
If you haven't watched the VOD, it was a great stream actually.
Yeah, Resident Evil was good fun. And if honestly, like I know some people might be wondering about picking up the game or not. I would probably suggest not picking it up just because I feel like the amount of time you get with the game, unless if you're going to replay it a fuckload, I don't suggest buying it. If you're going to buy a Resident Evil game, play Resident Evil 2.
Todd, I have a quick viewer question for you. Do you think Claire or Jill is the better Resident Evil girl?
Jill.
Ooh. Fair enough.
100%.
I'm a Claire guy myself.
So. Ada fine though.
Ooh, true.
True.
And if you say Sherry Bergen, it has to be a Resident Evil 6 Sherry. Just saying.
Well, of course.
This guy, Jobo.
What was that nervous laugh?
No, I was dead. I was waiting for Jobo. Just exact same question. You always ask. I'm going.
Resident Evil 6 Sherry, like.
I was waiting for him to always ask, like, when are we playing Resident Evil co-op together?
I'm giving up on that. Also, Poppy, I think I just sent you a viewer question on Twitter. If you're looking,
I did read that, and I'm not asking that question.
Come on, I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
I saw 4 notifications, and I was like, bro,
God damn it!
All right, at Joba93 at Joba_93 asks. Quick question for the podcast.
Shout out to that guy.
Can you kick me off the podcast?
What if you could trade in like a log Luffy and a V1 Zoro to get Luffy Zoro in exchange? Kappa. Well, is that Luffy Zoro? Like, bro? Your brain is small, man.
Yeah, man. Like it's a dual legend if you trade in the individual ones. You know what I'm saying? Like get a cat dog.
Straw Hat Goose actually came in with a good idea. and he said like that'd be interesting to see. It could be something like CS:GO where you can trade up different skins. And then you get a better skin as you trade up. So if you trade up different legends in like a tier system, you would get a better legend with that trade up. So you trade in like 10 legends and you get one legend that was a tier above. But I guess that would require Bandai to like formulate some sort of tier list. But I guess at the end of the day, like it would be that's a great idea in itself.
Release schedule.
It's true. It could go by year. Like if you trade up 20 fucking, I don't know, 2015 legends, you get a 2016 legend, 2016 to 17, 17 to 18, and so on.
Good thing we're swimming in those.
Shout out to Straw Hat Gustav for saving Joba's question, though. That's for sure. Shout out to that guy.
He's just he's standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm saying.
All right. So we have another question from @JoshPrince156. What do you think are the main problems with the game? For example, is the game too hard to get into, get stale over time, etc., etc.? Sorry, etc.
Okay,
My
I
God.
have something. Okay,
Go for it.
So you know how when you enter a Kizuna mode before you go in and it tells you what the boss does?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They need that for every piece of content in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
And then that would fix a lot of issues.
Wait, they do that in
I feel-
Kizuna?
Yeah, you can click.
Hey, hey, no, run it back. No. Let me.
Wait,
What?
Droba, April Fool's is finished now.
What's
Wait a
worse,
minute.
me not knowing Frankie had a captain action, or Joba not knowing that they told you what each Kizuna stage does? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's fucking dumb, man. Bro, it's right
man.
there. It tells you everything.
You click the tips menu and it tells you like what the boss actually does.
What the debuffs are, what happened.
So you're telling me I don't need to read Brooks guides or watch Todd's videos
Oh, no, you
anymore?
probably still
I just-
should because
I-
it doesn't tell you. Like,
I just watched Todd's videos because I can't be fucking.
No, it doesn't tell you like exactly what happens, but at least it tells you like there's this debuff and
Yeah.
this happens. So at least you can kind of prepare.
Yeah.
Ah,
for
fuck that, man. I need
those-
specifics.
Like,
Bro.
sometimes it'll say like, "Oh, binds left column," like last Kizuna. It said that.
So like if I agree though with Todd, if it said that for every bit of content, you'd at least like you wouldn't have to go into things blind.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you could at least read
Yes.
about. All right, I might bring a despair reducer. I might bring this. I can bring that,
Because,
and you
like,
can be
even,
prepared.
relatively recently, when Struck by Bells was trying to get into the game, I think he still plays. But like he'd always DM me and be like, "Oh, what does this boss do? What does this boss do?" Because like no one like when you start in the game, no one knows what anything does. So
No.
you need to always look elsewhere outside the game to find what the content does, which I think is really bad. You
I
want
agree.
to try and keep people in your app as much as possible. So
I also agree with the sentiment from Josh Prince at Josh Prince, where it's like the game's getting stale. Right now, Global has had nothing to do since the Luffy Zero stamp dropped.
Mm.
I mean, the Kizuna's now coming up, which is like, thank God there's some sort of content to come out at least. But like, this whole idea of like nothing getting released is terrible because like their release schedule is so poor. The fact that they release like 4 new bits of content one week and then nothing the next week just makes no sense at all.
yeah, I do agree. there.
Fleshing that out over every couple of days, releasing something new, or at least having events where like half stam, double XP, like those kinds of things where it entices people to at least farm bits of content to get rewards out of it is more beneficial than just saying like right now I haven't even opened the game in like 4 days because like
Damn.
there's nothing to do.
Same.
Like and that's like what Todd was saying. You want people in your app as much as possible, and right then there's just nothing to do. It's like why would you get into it? But yeah, what do you guys
that
think?
was, like even like last week when we had all the Stampede celebration, after you completed the ranking and raid bullet was maxed,
Done.
like literally there was nothing to do for the entire week.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Anything come to mind?
I feel like we
They
just
need
had
to change
Kizuna.
What was that? Sorry, Knight?
I said they need to change like the thing where you open the door and then it's like that stupid animation. And
But
they
is
just
it-
throw that away.
What's wrong with it? It happens once.
I don't know. It's too long. It's too long.
It is actually way too long. That shit's
It
fucking
happens
annoying.
once. Who cares?
No, but
there,
for-
there are
it-
glitches where people get it multiple
Yeah,
times.
in Todd's case, in the first Kizuna, it happened every single time.
I've had it every single Kizuna. The last Kizuna we had, I didn't have it, but every other Kizuna.
I've never had it. And
I've
used
personally
to-
never had it either, but like,
Yeah, I've had it once, and that was it.
and that shit's annoying.
it's
that
so
shit.
fucking, every time you go in Kizuna, no matter what you do, even if you go to the exchange shop, you change your team, you come back, you have to sit through that freaking 15-second long animation.
But like, I guess that does bode for like the grand scheme of things, where like a lot of streamlining could be very beneficial. like it's definitely visible now where it's like when you run out of like on JP where you run out of materials, it does give you the option to like click on different places to get materials from. It's like, oh, you can buy you can get this evolver from this island, or you can get this evolver from the ratio. You can click on the button and it takes you there. So like that streamlining stuff is very important, but it does need to improve a lot more. Like a lot of just streamlining animation. Fucking the login times will take about 300 years to log in when you launch the game.
Mhm.
In it itself is very stupid,
Oh,
but
Especially if you're
Todd.
Todd.
yeah, Todd takes about 4.5 months to log into the game
It
every
is
time.
absurd how crazy it takes to log into this fucking game, dude. And like the thing is whenever they've had those live streams and they're like saying, "Oh, you know, we're gonna update the login times," and every single time they say they're gonna update it, it gets worse.
It gets worse, dude.
It really does.
I do think like it would be very beneficial. I think the biggest quality of life thing right now would honestly be having like that boss information everywhere. It'd be very helpful as just the starting thing. And then from there, there's always plenty of stuff in terms of quality of life. We could probably do a whole ass episode on quality. I mean, the Rye app, for example, was quality of life in itself. But yeah, the game's happening. We're still playing it for some reason, but you know, it keeps us coming back. That's for sure. Now, this question has been floating around in my mentions for a while, and I'm sure Todd's in that too. And like, I don't know why. And the GGP account has been tagged in it a couple times as well. So we'll get into it. I have had a read through it, and it seems like a pretty decent idea overall. And I want to hear your guys' opinion on it too. So at Gabot OPTC, so he has this idea. So he tweeted this at Nick, and I want to be the first one to kind of say, don't tweet at Nick like ideas for the game, because more often than not, it won't get any further than past Nick.
It's his personal account.
Exactly. So it's his personal account. It's not going to happen. I guess the best way to do it would be to tweet at OPTC Twitter account. In that sense, at least the Bandai company themselves will be seeing whatever it is. Whether they take the information in or not is completely up to them. But his whole idea is essentially like having an assist mode, like as we see in Kizuna with the snail, but for friend captain. So, for example, you need a particular captain, maybe like let's say an older legend. So he mentioned it, for example, he's part of the GCR crew. This is the global clear rates. These guys use so shout out Snooker one time again, the GOAT of GCR pretty much. But these guys clear basically all bits of content with every legend, free to play, that kind of stuff. So a lot of the times they're requiring a lot of older legends. And generally in the game, not many people are going to be having these older legends up. So what he proposes as an idea is a sort of assist style where you can request people to put up a legend for you. And through the game's mechanics and, you know, through the programming itself, if you have that legend, it'll ping you, or like you'll see like the snail flashing or whatever, however it's animated, and then you can accept that request and it'll automatically put up that legend for that person. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I think an even easier way, I mean, it's an interesting idea for sure, but an even easier way would just be to have the Bandai friend captain not be so shitty, you know?
I feel like that would, like, and he mentions that in his post as well. Like, it does, if you were to do that, you wouldn't need other friends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Because if you have that, let's say, even if you want to run a hybrid team, if you have both legends, for example, in that hybrid team, you can just do the idea of having a crew with that legends captain and then swapping it and then swiping and then getting the different crew with both different legends. If you were to have that as the Bandai friend captain was the same as your captain, it'd be very broken. How to fix this would definitely be to at least have the Bandai friend captain to be limit broken, like maximum broken would really ease a lot of this idea. Because I feel like a lot of the time the issue is limit break. Like sockets, you should have a max socket team most, if not all the time. Candy does affect it a lot of, like, does affect attack, but not to like an extraordinary extent where like it is required. There are definitely bits of content where Candy is required, but it isn't like all the time. But yeah, I think it's a good idea, but like I feel like people aren't gonna do it if there isn't a reward associated with it.
I was about to ask that.
Like that's it. He doesn't mention a reward, and maybe I didn't read it properly. I apologize if that's the case. But like at least with the Kizuna in the assist mode, you do get tickets out of it, and you can potentially get like like a boost from them later on. Joba typed an excellent idea.
Like that was a good point.
And I don't know why he didn't say it. Extra friend points.
I thought it was too stupid.
No, extra friend points is a great idea, but
He's
for them
just
to
scolding him.
for them to do friend points me personally would require them to overhaul the whole friend point.
They need to do that.
If they make that
Regardless.
nicer, that'd be really cool.
If the friend points, like if you pulling in the friend points gave you, like if you got better rewards from the friend point system, having this whole idea of, and the thing is, his idea is that it wouldn't require you to actually put your captain in a crew and put it up. It would just send that person the captain.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is great because it's very seamless.
I think
It's
a really
and that's
good
what it
way to
needs.
incentivize it would be like support medals.
Yeah, definitely support medals, some sort of friend, like the power friendship medals, which is what they're called.
And
And then
after
friend points is
maybe,
great
like,
too.
Maybe every week there's like missions, and like let's say if in a week you help 20 people, you get like one of each tablet or something.
That's broken, bro. You're trying to break the economy of the game or some
I
shit.
think overall, regardless of what the rewards end up being, they need to overhaul the online interactivity between players.
Bro, you all want to meet up and do the barrel game or what?
Let's go.
Absolutely
Eiffel
not.
Tower, it's time.
In-game
Everyone link
chat.
up. In-game chat would be so terrible. Bro, global chat, nobody see people crying.
You need a couple extra moderators.
Come on, moderate.
I still think they need to look at the idea, and I guess the Kazuna was a good test of it, but like
And
guilds.
It's definitely there. The structure's there, but I guess it was more like the online structure is there because it's nothing in game, like because obviously they have the ability to get a person's data in terms of like how many runs they've done and points and stuff, and they probably just like added all of them together, and that's your final score, obviously. So it's nothing in game guild wise, but it would be really cool if, like Cobb said, they introduced a lot more of an online interactivity because this is a good idea. It's because if it's seamless, and like even like what Todd was saying, imagine if there was just an extra chopper man mission that gave you like 5 of the like the lowest level medals. It's like help 3 people out, like help 3 people with this like need a friend captain system. You got 5 low level medals on top of being able to get candy and a gem every day. Like it would be pretty decent overall.
Support medals would be nice.
It would be because there is no like constant way to get support medals currently.
Yeah,
Or like with candy, obviously you have the ability to get that through like every bit of content. Same as forbidden tomes. I get gem doesn't really count in that system, but like having support medals be like not necessarily farmable, but like be available. So like you wouldn't necessarily always be at 0. You'd be able to do this thing, help people out, and then get a reward. Gem rewards too would be awesome. But like, even if it wasn't just completely tied to your friends list, if it was like I put out the call that I need like a V1 6+ Jinbei captain, and then it was just put out there to like people got pinged, and then somebody just ticked it. All right, cool. And then you can send them a thank you similar to what you can do in Kizuna and same system.
You can send them a thank you and okay, thanks for doing that. Let me send you 5 of my own gems.
5 my own gems.
Gem transfers, man. Gem transfers would be fun.
Bro, deal. We'll just load up an account with like 35,000 gems, dude.
Oh, man.
The GGP shared account coming to you live, bro.
That would be the biggest
Dude,
underground black
I
market.
would literally say, like, if they did gem transferring like that, I'd literally make a new account, get
bro,
like
see
loads of cheap gems on it, and then just transfer it out.
Bro, but that's why they don't fucking do trading. Everyone talks about trading. Do you know how easy it is to farm up an account to level 400? For some reason, everyone thinks that 400's hard. You can farm up an account to 400 in 24 hours, guaranteed.
It used to be. It used to be hard.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, you can farm up an account very quickly now. So, like, even if you were to
that's if you're not taking into account the re-rolling to get the right.
Bro, the 1.3 captain with the hoe ship's enough. Honest to God, it's enough. You can get to 400 in a day, I reckon.
Even if they put some sort of like pirate level limitation on it, like you could still like. I'd be willing to like pay my Discord friends to send me their gems if they quit the game or some shit,
Bro, there are so many accounts out there right now that like are hoarding some of the best fucking boxes in the game, and you could literally just all right, cool, trade them over. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the top players have retired. Justin still has his account available. I mean, Lay deleted his, but whatever. Trunks' account, probably one of the best in the game as well. You know, those guys, I bet, slide everything to everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole idea of a trading system is it just wouldn't work. Like, it just wouldn't make any sense because you could.
If they're worried about gold posters ruining the economy, trading will destroy it.
Bro, never let them know, bro. All right, I think that does it for us. Another episode of GGP.
This went way longer than I thought it was going to go.
I think because the questions were actually like quite extensive. So thank you for that. But never stop asking them. That's what I'm saying, bro. We're always in need and always in want of questions. So make sure you keep sliding them in. Just as a reminder, if you aren't subscribed yet, or that subscribe button is red and that like button, oh my god, like button isn't ticked, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We do appreciate all of it.
Instagram and Twitter.
Yes, indeed. At GGP Podcast, we're on the road to 1,000 subs. Hopefully, at some point this year, we will get there. Fingers crossed for that. On top of that, make sure you keep listening on all platforms as well. Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, Breaker, Overcast Podcast, and Radio Public. If there are any other platforms that you guys are really dying to listen on, and there's a consensus for it, I'll try my best to make sure I get this podcast out on a lot of other platforms as well. Without further ado, Cobb, Dill, Jobert, Knight, Todd, and myself, Captain Poppy, thank you all for listening to another episode of GGP. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.
See ya.
Adios.
See ya.